Hey, just before we begin, I just wanted to say that everybody within this organization, the condolences go out to the family of Bart Starr. Obviously, he meant a lot to this organization, not only the organization, but the NFL. And so the family is certainly on our minds.
Did you ever meet him, Matt?
I did not. I got an opportunity to meet his son at Ted Thompson's induction, and everything I've ever heard about Bart Starr, though, I mean, obviously he was a great player, but from what people have told me, he was an even a better person. That's pretty impressive because he was such a great player.
Matt, can you take anything from the stories you've heard about Bart and relay it to your team in terms of the message, the kind of guys you want them to be moving forward? Have you done that? Do you want to do that?
You know, that's something that I probably should definitely look into. I think anytime you look at a guy that had a career that he had, there's certainly a lot of lessons to be taken from that. And I think first and foremost, just being a pro and showing up on a daily basis, not only showing up, but being prepared and with the mindset of getting better every day. And that's why these guys like him play so long, and that's why he's in the Hall of Fame, because he wasn't such an incredible player. But I think it was probably his approach to the game that got him there. But it was cool. I got to see a lot of highlights of him, and you don't always. I was just looking at him as a thrower, and so many of the characteristics that we look for in passers, in quarterbacks. I mean, he was showing. That nice wide base, a natural thrower, extremely accurate. So that was pretty cool to watch.
Was today kind of, I'm trying to speak vaguely about it to not give it away, but was today kind of what you're looking for about what your offense is going to look like on Sundays?
Well, today the emphasis,
that kind of stuff.
The emphasis was more on the red zone. So, there was a lot of throwing in our periods today. I've told you guys before, I'd like to be as balanced as possible, but once you get down there, especially when you don't have pads on, running the ball kind of defeats the purpose a little bit in practice. We're still going to get them in because you got to make the defense honor the run, but we just threw a bunch of concepts out there and trying to see what our guys can best do. So there was a lot of learning that took place this morning. It was the first time they've heard a lot of these plays in the in the red zone install, but I thought our guys, for the most part, handled it pretty well.
There seemed to be a lot of pace, too, with the way you operated in the red zone. Will that be a staple of the way you want to play? In other words, you get up to the line, you're not wasting a lot of time, you're snapping the ball pretty quickly, you're getting to the line in a hurry.
Yeah, I think the more that you can change gears in terms of tempo on a defense, I think it just kind of keeps them a little bit off balance. So we'll certainly mix in some of that stuff.
Was Ryan Laga just getting some reps off at the end of practice today? Is that just for maintenance?
Yeah, it's nothing. We're not concerned about him. It just take a little bit off him.
What's the balance for a guy like that between taking those reps off for maintenance on the body in the offseason and being on the field since there is a new offense going in?
Yeah, I think that's the magic question that you're always trying to, in the fine line you got to navigate, I guess, because certainly we'd like him out there because that's how you get better, right? You get better through reps. But, he's such a pro, and he's picked up everything well, and he's been playing the game a long time. So, again, no concerns about him moving forward.
Matt, we asked you about throwing the ball a couple weeks ago to practice. Today you're chasing the quarterback in one drill, you're kind of playing safety in another. In all seriousness, is there value in you, because you know this offense as well as you do, taking that extra time to teach guys, and what's kind of your thought process in taking that approach with your coaching?
Yeah, you know what? I don't know if there is much of a thought process. I'm just kind of going out there doing what I think is necessary. And, I think the key for all our guys is just trying to get them to learn the details of the play, because that's where the beauty lies. That's where I think you can take your game to a new level if you understand exactly what needs to be done and how it needs to be done. So I'm just always kind of in the guys' ears and just challenge them to dig at the details.
In terms of trying to max out reps, Rob noticed the fact that you've got them working on a handoff and then the quarterbacks also are catching the ball and throwing it. You've got two fields that are going kind of simultaneously. Is that necessary when you're putting in a new offense? You got 90 guys, but what's your philosophy there?
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily necessary. I think today, being down in the red zone, you're dealing with a shorter field, so you're not wearing out the guy's legs quite as much as when you're in the middle of the field. If you saw, we started off that the team run period as just one group because we were throwing some stuff down the field, and but once we condensed the field and got closer to the red zone, we like to split it up because I think you can maximize your reps and try to get as many guys, as many reps as possible.
Look across at your defense and you see Jair Alexander, Josh Jackson, Kevin King. What do you see in those guys?
I see some talented players. I mean, I think that we've definitely, again, this is a credit to Goody, but we've definitely added some key pieces. I'm not talking necessarily the back end, but we did add some in the back end too. So, but those guys are really solid young players, and I'm excited to see where the defense goes. I think those guys there's no doubt about it, they feel more comfortable in year two of Pat's system, and I think you see it every day. You guys, I know you guys aren't there every day. I'm sure you'd like to be out there every day, but I can definitely see the defense improving.
Because you added 3 real expensive free agents, you had 2 first picks on that side of the ball. What kind of jump are you looking for from that side of the ball this season?
Yeah, just, again, a continued effort to improve on, this sounds probably cheesy, but just to get better every day. I mean, I thought our defense, one of the areas that we've really emphasized is attacking the football. And, one thing I know that we need to do a better job of is get the ball out. And I think those guys, you see that they're constantly poking at the football. And, if we can generate a bunch of turnovers on defense, that's gonna increase our odds of winning a football game, because there's not a better indicator of wins and losses than the turnover battle.
Gary was rushing from some different spots, inside, outside. What do you think of his flexibility in terms of positions?
Oh, I love it. That's why he's here, because he's a versatile player. He can be on the edge. We can kick him inside. He's an incredible athlete, and we just got to keep getting him familiarized with exactly what we're asking him to do, and again, looking and digging at those details so he can go out and execute at a high level.
Do you anticipate Elton Jenkins will take any reps at center, or is he just focusing on guard right now?
Yeah, we're more or less. I mean, we do work with him a little bit at that position, but it's more or less his main area of focus is going to be, at the guard position.
Back to the position flexibility thing. Mike Penton was talking about it last week to us. He likes to have a bunch of guys who can line up everywhere. From your perspective as a play caller, how does that challenge you when you're going up against a defense that's got multiple guys?
Well, it really challenges you if, you want a certain protection scheme, like slide to a guy or whatnot, and you have no idea where he's going to line up. I mean, it's hard to do that because some of the protections are totally dictated upon how you call a concept. So it definitely makes it more challenging if you have no idea where they're going to line up. You don't know how to call that concept.
That was a good. I don't know how long you've had Devontae back out there, but he's going to be such an integral part of your offense, and all those receivers look up to him. Is it important to have him back out there?
Oh yeah, I mean, because he sets the tone for the group. And I think his energy not only spills over to everybody on the offensive side of the ball. He's got a mentality about him. That's why I love it, man. He's a dog, and he's a fighter, and he elevates the play of everybody around him. So yeah, anytime we can have him out there, I know we're going to be a better offense.